WTBN. This is 2 News Nevada, Morning Edition.
A fire burning north of Cold Springs is still forcing some to leave their homes. How large the Rancho fire has grown overnight is coming up.
Plus, Reno police are warning the community about riding reckless on e-bikes. So we have some things to remember. Straight ahead.
We'll continue to cool down today and over the weekend, but not all of us will be storm-free. All the details coming up.
Good morning, everybody. Happy Friday, and thank you for starting your day with us. I'm Kyle Lauder.
And I'm Faith Justice. So glad to be with you this morning, especially as we start with some important updates here in Fire Watch. Evacuation orders are still in place as the Rancho fire burns in Rancho Haven. That's north of Cold Springs. That's
right. This blaze has charred about 700 acres since sparking yesterday afternoon off of Chuckwagon Road and Chariot Road near Red Rock Road. Now, an evacuation center has been set up at the North Valley's library. Volunteers from the American Red Cross of Northern Nevada are there providing snacks and water for people forced to leave their homes. We do have a live look right here. Truckee Meadows Fire and Rescue says no buildings have been destroyed and none are being threatened, but in their most recent update late last night, they did say that windy conditions fueled rapid fire growth. And because the fire is remote, crews have had to hike in to fight the blaze. Firefighters did stay on the line overnight to try to get it under control, and the cause of the fire is under investigation. So heads up here, because the Pepper Mill is offering discounted room rates for people that have had to evacuate due to this fire. Rooms will start at $55, and if you would like to book, you can call 866-821-9996, and be sure to mention the code HEVAC, HEVAC, and present proof of residency when you check in.
And with that fire on the mind, we'll check in with meteorologist Angela Schilling in our Storm Watch Weather Center. How are conditions going to look today for firefighters, Angela?
Right. The good news is throughout much of today, winds will be light, but they'll start to pick up again in the afternoon and evening. And since it is kind of out in the backcountry there and everything, wind speeds can be a little bit less predictable. They can be more variable, sometimes a little bit stronger too. So, but overall winds will stay light throughout much of today, but they will be a little bit stronger this afternoon. In terms of the air quality though, so far we've lucked out and it's in the good range for the Reno area. And throughout today, it's expected to be moderate, mainly because of ozone, not so much because of the smoke and the haze. With that being said, a lot of it is dependent on if the fire grows or not, or if they're able to make it or conditions improve. So that will have a lot to do with the air quality. But the wind direction will be coming out of the west-northwest, so it's possible that if the fire gets worse, we could see a little bit more smoke and haze move in here. Other than that, though, we will see a good amount of sunshine, and highs today will be in the lower 90s. Mid-60s by 8 a.m. and 83 at noon. 93 will be today's high. Starting off pretty comfortable. Most of us are in the 50s, but 64 in Reno and cold around Lake Tahoe, 41 in South Tahoe, 41 in Truckee, 57 though in Carson City. Not a ton of wind, but they are slightly stronger instead at 13 miles per hour. So it is a little bit stronger up there, but nothing too terribly strong. We'll see more wind as the day goes on as an area of low pressure gets closer. We're sandwiched in between an area of high pressure to our east. That's where all the heat is, and a low up to our north with some cooler air, and that will move in this weekend. All the details coming up here in just a few minutes.
All right, Angela, thank you. We'll turn to Crime Beat now. A judge has denied the defense's request for a gag order for the cases against Nicholas and Andrea Loving. Now, they are the parents of 5-year-old Isabella Loving, who was found dead in their Cold Springs home earlier this year. So a gag order would stop the media from being able to report information about the proceedings, and they're both scheduled to appear back in court in October. As we've reported, Nicholas is charged with murder, and Andrea is charged with child abuse or neglect causing death, both in connection with Isabella's death.
This morning, we have an update for you on a crash on Mount Rose Highway from a week ago. Nevada Highway Patrol has identified the man who died as 52-year-old Charles Gurman of Dana Point, California. They say his car drove off the road and then went back across the highway before it hit a guardrail. His injuries from the crash are not believed to have been severe enough to have killed him, so the medical examiner is still investigating exactly what killed Gurman, though they do not suspect foul play at this time.
Reno police are cracking down on people unsafely riding e-bikes after several serious crashes recently, including some involving kids.
So you can have an electric bike, that's fine, but you must follow all the rules of the road pertaining to bicycles. That means that all bike laws that are in existence in the state of Nevada and the city of Reno must be adhered to by people riding these bikes.
Police recommend riders be vigilant at intersections, obey all traffic laws, and use bike lanes whenever they are available. Chief Nance is also reminding everyone that the bikes must be registered, and you can only ride one if you have a valid driver's license.
And meanwhile, the Carson City Sheriff's Office is reminding the community about the laws and regulations that come with using off-road vehicles. Deputies say, except in limited circumstances, all off-road vehicles must be registered with the DMV. They can only be driven on public roads if they have proper safety equipment and are licensed to do so. Using one outside of designated recreation areas is not allowed. Anyone that doesn't follow these rules can be arrested, cited, or have their off-road vehicles seized. And reminders here, with Carson City students returning to the classroom next week, deputies are also reminding the community about traffic safety laws in school zones. Under Nevada law, drivers cannot go faster than 15 miles per hour in school zones. It is illegal to pass a school bus with red flashing lights. Drivers are not allowed to make U-turns or pass other cars in school zones or school crossing zones.
And coming right up on 2 News Nevada this morning.
Some of America's fast food giants are seeing a decrease in sales. Why people are buying